Good morning, everybody. Once again, this is Mr. Jimmy coming to you early this morning on another wonderful day of getting it done. I'd like to say, first off, right off the bat, I love you to my sweetheart. I love you. I miss you. Hope to see you soon. That's my shout out to you. All right, folks, let's get into this video. What is this going to be about? This is my morning video. If you just stumble across this video and wonder what it's all about, this is my world, my YouTube channel. I'm Mr. Jimmy, and I live right here smack dab in the middle of Old Reed community, which is located right in the middle of Old Reed County, which is located in the upper right-hand corner, which would be the northeast corner of the state of South Carolina, right where it meets North Carolina. And I'm located right along the east coast of the United States of America, on this big beautiful planet that we all call Earth, and we all live on. So since we all live on this earth, I consider you my neighbor. So good morning, neighbor. Happy to have you ride along with me, because if this is the first time you've watched my videos, by all means click the subscribe button, jump aboard my train, and ride with me through life. That's what I would love for you to do. Ride with me through life, and let's take on this adventure together. Folks, I'm just a simple man living a simple life. Ain't nothing fancy, ain't nothing extraordinary about me. I just make my way through life the easiest way I can. I don't try to stress myself over stuff that is out of my control. I'm a creature on this earth, born to survive, doing whatever it takes to stay alive. Folks, I'm just happy to be here. I like making these videos in the morning time, and I call them my talk therapy videos because I like to talk about stuff that's off the top of my head. I just ramble along about stuff that's just whatever's in my head, in the morning time. I'm a very quiet person. I don't talk a whole lot to people. I'm not very talkative. I'm very sociable, but I'm not talkable. You know what I'm saying? I'll be anybody's friend, but I'm just not a big talker. I like making these videos because it helps me to get everything off my head. So when I get to work, I'm focused. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like this is the transition that I make when I leave the house. I'm going to work. I'm able to dump all the stuff floating around in my head out before I get to work. That way, when I get to work, I'm focused at doing the best job that I can, so that I can keep my job and plus be a valuable asset to the company, which I am. But they might not think that, but I do. Anyway, folks, yeah, I'm just a simple guy, and I like making these videos. It kind of helps me a lot. It's kind of like some people pay a lot of money and go to a psychiatrist, which is the same thing. You're really just getting the stuff off of your mind. You're getting it off of your chest. You got to tell somebody. When you tell somebody stuff and you get this stuff off your mind, it makes you feel better. And that's why people go to a psychiatrist. They're sitting there telling the psychiatrist everything on their mind, and the psychiatrist is just sitting there taking notes and just hitting on little parts of it, which they associate with every person that they talk to or talks to them, in that psychiatrist room. And they'll just give you what their take is on what you say. And, quite honestly, this is just my opinion now, but quite honestly, I don't need somebody else to tell me what I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? I don't need somebody else to tell me what I'm thinking or feeling. Because they were born a creature on this earth just like I was born a creature. I don't need another person, another human being able to trying to program me into thinking what they want me to think. You understand? I know that's kind of jumbled up. I know I get on that topic sometimes about programming. That's what's wrong with the world today, is programming. And I'm not talking about programs on TV, but it's kind of like but it's not associated the same way. When I mean programming, I mean things that you watch, things that you hear, things that you've told, that people tell you or read or anything, is a form of programming. And what I mean is that when you read something, your brain soaks it up. It soaks it up. When you see somebody out and about, you see them wearing a certain thing. Well, they were programmed by somebody that wore that, or somebody that dressed that certain way, or acted that certain way. They want to be like them. And that's a form of programming, because it's kind of like a fashion thing. It's a programming thing. What's this light change? I told you it would change. It's a form of programming. This light changes on me every morning. But it's a form of programming, meaning that fashion starts, and they try to get it to take hold, to where everybody will wear that particular thing or buy that particular thing. Kind of like around here, we had the Carolina, well, I don't even want to call it the Carolina, but had that squatting thing going on with the trucks. It was a programming thing, really. A couple of the guys that probably were like popular in school or popular with people or whatever, they would do it, and then you'd have other people, well, I want to do mine like that because so-so's got theirs like that, I want to be like them. It's programming. They programmed you to do it, and it just took off. Just like if they just like all the things that are trend in the social media network or the news network, the political world, everything. Like if they keep, like movies, so to speak. A lot of programming goes on in movies. People don't realize it. TV, movies, videos. There was a time when you didn't see certain things going on in the world, but movies and TV and videos put them in the videos, these certain things, and now you see them all over the world. Well, not all over the world, but all over the United States. All this here, wearing women's clothes and stuff, and when men thinking they're women and stuff like that. This is programming stuff, where they're trying to program. It's like with children and stuff. They program them. They put it on TV, put it in little kids shows, put it on Netflix. I used to love to watch Netflix. I don't even go on Netflix anymore, because all the programs, all the movies, everything is programmed now. Even for instance, okay. For instance, the Avengers. All right, the Thor, the Thor movie. I can't remember the name of them. All the movies. But the latest Thor movie that they had came out. When it came out, it was completely mind blowing of what they put in that movie, because they knew kids watched that. And it's kind of programming. It's programming you to think you can be something that you're not. It's good to use it's okay to use your imagination, like when you're a kid, you imagine you're a superhero, or you imagine that you are an animal, or some kind of something other monster, or whatever you want to imagine that you are. It's a plaything. It's a playtime. I used to imagine I was Superman. I'd pretend like I could fly, or would pretend like I was like the Flash. I could, run really fast, or that I was Spider-Man. I could climb walls and stuff. I like climb trees and stuff. It was imagination. But they're programming these little kids now, to think that, it's not just imagination. When little kids, little teeny toddlers or whatever, they'll put on your shoes and they'll walk across the living room in your shoes or whatever. Well, sometimes, you might have the mom's high heels be there and they put their feet in the mom's high heel shoes and walk across the room. Well, these parents or these grown-ups are like, oh, see, they want to be a girl. No, they're pretending they're playing. They're playing and they're pretending to act like mommy. They want to pretend to be like mommy. Or the same way they pretend to be like daddy. It's just pretend. They're just playing. It's not something that they're wanting to be when they grow up. But when your parents start programming you to think, oh, well, I'm going to start buying him little girl clothes, or I'm going to start cutting their hair like a little boy or a little girl or whatever. That's programming. I'm sorry, that's what it is. I'm not here to cause any problems with nobody, but I'm just trying to tell you. I'm trying to describe I know I get off on things, I kind of go way out left field with them, but I kind of went there because I wanted to give you a good example of what I meant when I said programming. A lot of programming in the world. And the programming has been around forever. It's been around forever. It's like in a high school or when you're a kid, like a bully. A bully goes around and programs people. That's what he does. He programs people into being scared of him. You know what I'm saying? Like a bully, he goes around, makes the example. He gets in one little scuffle or whatever, and gets lucky or whatever, and then he carries that with him around like he's, he programmed everybody like, you better be scared of me. You need to be scared of me. He's just programming him. And then once somebody stands up to him and whoops his ass, everything, that programming, like, gets tarnished. You know what I'm saying? People say, oh, he's not all that. But anyway, that's just a little, example. But programming is in everything in the world. It's like we program people to think a certain way. We program people to dress a certain way. We program people to work a certain way. Or we program people to eat a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Everything's a program. Some people call certain things, they try to associate them with, what is the word I'm thinking of? I can't think of the word. Oh well. It was right there on the tip of my brain and it fell off. But anyway, folks, these videos I make in the morning time, it's just stuff that I see and I don't look for it. But I like watching YouTube, and every now and then, if I don't turn it off at the end of a video I'll watch, all of a sudden it just flips to different videos, and the next thing I know, I'm watching some video of some crazy stuff that I'm not even wanting to see. So, and a lot of these times these little things get in my head. Like, I like to watch podcasts, and there's certain podcasts, they talk about certain things or whatever, and certain topics come up. I like watching the Hodge twins. They're a couple of twins. They comedians, but they do podcasts and do a video. I mean YouTube. They do YouTube, and I think they do Facebook and all kinds of stuff. But they talk about everything, whatever's going on in politics or social media or Hollywood or anything. See, that's another thing, Hollywood. Hollywood, you got to think about it, folks. Hollywood is just Hollywood. We call it Hollywood. Hollywood. It's just a bunch of people that got a job being actors. So you got to look at that. People need to stop worshiping actors. These are people that were into whatever you call it, getting on a stage and performing. These were people that would get on stage and try and perform to get you into an imagination of the character that they're trying to portray in the play that they're trying to play. So it's to make you believe in today or that person that they're pretending to be and all that. So you get what I'm saying? Quit worshiping actors because you're worshiping somebody that is constantly pretending to be somebody else to entertain you. They're pretending to tell you to entertain you by doing things to get your interest, to get you to like them or think that you associate with what they do. So the person that you are obsessed with in Hollywood is not really the person that you think they are, really. They have a whole different, personality off screen. They perform in front of the camera, but off screen they can be somebody totally different. It's just like me and you. Don't worship actors. When they make a video or when they make on social media, they'll put one of these actors and they'll have this saying or whatever. This person said this. That actor read that script. These actors have read so many movie scripts and TV scripts. They have these little sayings in their head because they've memorized them. And they just say them and you think, well, that's how they think. It's not how... I don't think of it as how they think. I think of it, well, that was something they memorized. It was something they memorized. If I read a bunch of poetry and I memorized every one of them and I walked around and I could recite them, people would think I was a poet. But it was just things that I rehearsed and memorized. If say for instance, you're not a singer, but there's one song that you're able to sing and you sound pretty good at it, and you sing that all the time. Well, people's gonna think that, oh, you're an awesome singer, but you was just that one song, But anyway, I'm just trying to bring light on how I think here in my brain. I'm getting all these thoughts off the top of my head. I don't expect nobody to think like me. Please don't be offended by anything I say. I know some people I might stir little things, I don't know. Please don't be offended. This is just the way my brain thinks. Everything that I do, everything that I say is all my opinions. Everybody, we all have opinions. We have to, we need to be very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Understanding. Not the word I wanted, but we need to be very understanding of other people's thoughts, other people's ideas, other people's opinions. We don't have to let them I'm just having problems with words this morning. We don't have to let other people's opinions and ideas affect us, because they're just their ideas and their suggestions, like mine. My ideas, my suggestions, just me, just mine. I don't push how I feel and how I think on other people. I'm not pushing them on you. This is just my YouTube channel, and I'm telling you stuff that's off the top of my head. I'm just sharing. I'm not trying to program nobody. I'm just sharing how I think. That's all. That's all. That shows a little dirty. But anyway, folks, life is unique and extraordinary. But folks, I appreciate y'all, ride along with me in the morning time like this right here. I know I may be confusing sometimes, so please try to bear with me. Try to make it through the video, and you'll kind of like, let it blend over, because I may get into some topic or whatever, and it get far-fetched, and then I like bounce back, because sometimes if I say certain things, it triggers other thoughts, and then I'm like, boom, I'm off on a tandem, or whatever you want to call that word, off into that conversation or topic. So I appreciate each and every one of you for, your support of hanging out, being a subscriber. Appreciate it. It's always nice when I look at my YouTube dashboard and I see the subscribers. I don't get paid for these videos. I do them for pure fun of it, for hobby, for the talk therapy. It helps. It helps to talk to the camera. And even if I delete the videos after I talk, it's helped me to get the stuff off my mind. I think that's a good idea to do, a good thing to do. Talk to your camera. You can look back at it, or you can delete it afterwards. But just knowing that you're recording this stuff as you talk, it helps. Because then afterwards, when you get all done talking, then you can make that choice. Do I want to save this and share it, or do I need to delete it? And you do whatever you need to do. But you'll feel better because you got that stuff off your mind. Makes me feel good, because when I upload the stuff, I'm like, I'm sharing a part of me, because I might not be here tomorrow. I might not be here at the end of the day. I might not be here an hour from now. I could drop at any time. Does me knowing that I'm putting these videos out there make a difference? No, because when I'm gone, I'm gone. It won't make no difference. But for the people that are close to me, for the people that love me, for the people that are in my family, my friends, my loved ones, for them, maybe they can find peace in looking at these videos and seeing a little bit of stuff of what I'm going through each day, how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. It's kind of like a daily log, like a log book. In the movies where they be somebody in space, and they in a spacecraft, and they're out in space, and they do captain's log, and they tell about each day's events, what happened that day, how things happened. They log each day. That way, if something ever happens, people can go back and look through the logs and see what was happening that particular day, what was going on, how things were going, all that sort of stuff. So anyways, life is like that. Anyway, folks, I'm here on the truck yard. I got to get this truck checked out, because we got to get these wheels turning. We got to get the big wheels turning. We got to rock and roll. We got to shake and bake. We got to get her done. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, folks, if y'all got to be out and about on the highways and byways of this big, beautiful planet we call Earth, do be safe and courteous and nice, and do help somebody if you can. But above all, stay positive, my friends. Stay positive, and let's make this a super awesome day. I'm going to tell you right now, you pray for me, I pray for you. We'll make this a better world. Absolutely. All right, folks, time for me to get her done. So, until next time, this is Mr. Jimmy. Peace out.